I humbly bow down, I'm a servant of social progress. My country is the world, and my religion is to do good. Charity is often used as an excuse. We often think of charity as the solution for poverty. But charity moves attention away from the actual problem. The problem is that poverty happens in the first place. Understanding better why poverty happens, this is much more important. And by giving charity, or by focusing on charity, we kind of move away the attention. And we kind of don't see the problem so much. Or we think of charity as the solution. Well, we just need to give more to charity. This is what we think. We shouldn't be so greedy. Well, what if the structure is the problem itself? Why do we have a structure that allows poverty to happen? We have the means of production. We have the technology today to create food for everyone. Instead, we waste food. So charity is a way of justifying poverty. It is a way of not putting light on the actual problem that is our economical model. Our economical model was designed a long time ago, 400 years ago. And when we reached the industrial age 200 years ago, mechanization started replacing human labor. We had a shoemaker making shoes. He could make 2 pairs of shoes a day maximum before mechanization. And then big factories came and we started producing a lot of goods very fast, being able to support a much bigger amount of people. And now we hit automation and most jobs will be replaced much quicker than new jobs can be invented by society. This means that unemployment will rise. And it means that the deprivation will rise, and poverty will rise, and the distance between rich and poor will rise. Of course, if you see a homeless guy and you give him some money, that is beautiful. That is something, that is a need. That is something, you know, natural. That is human. If you see somebody that is not doing so well, that you support them. But it doesn't really address the root problem, and you're only helping one individual. Wouldn't it be better to kind of restructure society in a way so we don't need to give charity, so we don't have any poverty? Well, Martin Luther King was trying to do this. In 1967, 1968, he started something called the Poor People's Campaign. Martin Luther King wanted to give everyone a job. Or at least, if the job didn't make any sense, he wanted to guarantee that everyone would have an income, a certain amount of money that was given each month to support the basic needs, such as food, shelter, clothing, clean water, and so on. And this is what is called a universal basic income.
Emergency program to provide employment for everyone in need of a job, or if a work program is impractical, a guaranteed annual income at levels that sustain life in decent circumstances.
This is a new beginning on the economic front.
Billionaires are praised today by the majority of people. But a bigger and bigger amount of people are understanding that the billionaires, they have a lot of money. And we have a massive, big amount of people that don't have so much money. In fact, 1 billion people out there are starving. And 59% of people have less than $5 a day. 80% of people have less than $10 a day. So where does the money go? To the upper class that is very small. There is a tendency now to dislike billionaires. At least this tendency is growing. And what is happening is that the billionaires trying to fight back. So they say, well, I will give my money to charity when I die. Well, maybe it's a branding scheme, a way of getting liked by the public more, a way of keeping the public quiet and feeling okay with that you have billions and there's over 1 billion people that are starving. Not addressing the root problems, because you as a billionaire, you get gratification or validation for what you created, and you are so special. Not realizing that we are all connected and we must create a society without deprivation. I believe this is possible. A universal basic income could be a step in that direction. Elon Musk promotes a universal basic income because he realizes that the machines would take over most of our jobs. And the thing you could be doing when you don't have a job is following your interest. It would be beautiful. At the same time, we can produce for for everyone all the basic needs such as shelter, clothing, clean water and food, and concentrate more on creating a society that is fun to live in, where you are relaxed, where you don't need to see homeless people on the street. Sometimes people don't realize that the problem is so big because they are surrounded by people that are in their sphere. When you are on Facebook, you only see things you are interested in. When you are on a specific economical level, you only see or meet people that are kind of on your level, not seeing other people that are maybe starving. So often we don't even recognize that there is a problem. Maybe you live in the United States. Maybe the problem there is not so big, but I doubt it, because I have been living in different cities, in different places in the world, and I see the same problems everywhere. Politicians often don't address the root problems, because politicians don't really want to help the majority of people. Politicians are there to represent a small amount of people, the rich, the one that are kind of creating businesses, the one that are supporting them economically in many cases. You can call that corruption. But in a society where everything is for sale, corruption is just a natural, it's not a byproduct, it's a natural part, it's a part of the system. Often when you criticize capitalism, you're labeled as a communist or socialist, but there's a better system out there, a much better system that is designed by social engineers, by technical people, industrial engineers. And this new type of model is a resource-based economy. And you should check it out. You should educate yourself. You want to help poverty? Don't do it only by charity. Understand the root problems of things. And I want to help you guys to understand, because the way of helping a society is to share. The help will not come from up and down. It will come from the pressures underneath and up. A revolution will happen soon. We are moving to a type 1 civilization. We are type 0 now. A very different civilization. And we need a new economical model to support that kind of civilization before we go into space. That's it. I hope you enjoyed this video, and let's create a better world.